back to Cookbad. I'm Cookbad and this is Cookbad. Sorry about that brief unexpected hiatus we had there. We ran into a little bit of legal hot water after the last episode. The good news is we settled out of court, everything's fine. The bad news is I have to read this little legal disclaimer at the beginning of each of our episodes for the foreseeable future, so just bear with us. The Cookbad Institution for Quality Foodstuffs, hereafter known as the Liars, would like to make it abundantly clear to their audience that they are under no circumstances to replicate or recreate any of the recipes, quote-unquote recipes presented in the quote-unquote show. Furthermore, we would like to retract any previous statements that would seem to imply that the Liars products are, quote, good for you, like good medicine, end quote. That's just that. Happy belated Thanksgiving, everybody. Now, if you're anything like me, right now your fridge is just stuffed, crammed, completely jam-packed with an absolutely ludicrous amount of Thanksgiving leftovers. What do you do with all of that? You can have turkey sandwiches, but that's gonna get stale after a little while. I'm here to present some good alternatives. We're gonna go step by step here, talk about all the problems that come with trying to work through your leftovers and the new creative things that we're presenting to you here that you are not to try at home, I would like to remind you. But, you know, just watch, I guess. That's how cooking shows work. What has this become? I hate my life. I'm gonna have an ulcer by 26. Of course, the main problem with Thanksgiving leftovers is that they're so limited. It's kind of a lunch fare sort of deal, right? Wrong! You can do all kinds of other stuff with it. We're gonna start with a Thanksgiving breakfast parfait. So we're gonna go ahead and start with a base layer of mashed potatoes. This will provide us a nice, light, fluffy base to get our morning started the right way. Next thing, you're gonna wanna add a little bit of fruit. For that, we got our good old cranberry sauce. Just go ahead and apply generously. Magnificent. Now, you might think cranberries are the only fruit you have access to with your Thanksgiving leftovers. Not actually the case. Botanically, a lot of the things that we classify as vegetables do qualify as a fruit. For instance, green beans can go right into our breakfast parfait, as well as corn kernels. Where does a parfait come into this, you might ask? That's a good question. We need some dairy, and for our dairy, I think what will complement this nicely, we've already got the fruitiness, so we don't need yogurt, so we're just gonna go for sour cream. Apply a good amount of sour cream to the mix. All set. Now, it's not a parfait unless you got some of that crunch in there, so we're gonna go for a honey and almond granola, just to add a little bit of flavor to it. And we need some of that classic Thanksgiving taste. So to do that, grab your allspice, just dump a good chunk of it on there. And now you're all set with a breakfast treat that will delight the senses and tantalize the taste buds. Let's give this bad puppy a try. Like, it's not awful, but the honey and garlic are kind of clashing. Probably best that we move on at this point. On to the next dish. What we're gonna do next is tackle the next problem that you run with leftovers, which is you have a lot of them. You gotta get rid of a lot of them at once. So what can you do to get rid of a lot of leftovers at once without basically just rehashing your Thanksgiving dinner? Well, I'll show you what you can do. First thing you're gonna wanna do is grab your stuffing and get just a big old heaping pile of that out there. We're gonna take this in a little bit of a culinary tangent, as it were. We're gonna do a little bit of foreign traveling. I'm gonna put some dumb garbage into this stuffing. Are you ready? So I think what we're gonna do for today is use a stuffing as a base for a nice Indian fusion dish. So the first thing we're gonna wanna do, add a little bit of protein to that. You got your leftover turkey, you know, meat, gristle, bone, tendon, whatever you got. You gotta put it to good use. Gotta use all the food, gotta eat all the food on your plate, little Cookbad. Gotta eat it all before Dad comes home. You don't want Dad coming home and seeing food left on your plate. Use it, eat it all, Cookbad. Sorry, got distracted a bit there. Let's bust out that sour cream again. We gotta get the creaminess going in this if we're gonna take an Indian dish. Sour cream is kind of a staple, so let's apply another good chunk of that. Bam! Do something fun with the editing there, future Cookbad. Bam, bam, bam. All right, pull back out your allspice and a little bit of cinnamon. Remember, we're still doing Thanksgiving here, so we want to make sure we're getting all the flavors there. Then grab the curry powder, and we're just gonna jack it. We're just gonna take it, we're gonna jack it, and then we're gonna take these red peppers, and we're just gonna, we're taking this garlic, plenty of that. Get the garlic in there. Heck, take it over the moon. Yes, absolutely. Peanut butter, they use that, right? Yeah! I feel like I may have lost track of what I was doing. So what we've whipped up here in almost no time flat is an Indian curry stuffing with a little bit of peanut sauce. We're just gonna grab a little bit of everything here. It's all delicious. Bon appetit. Oh, that's a lot of curry. Oh, that's a lot of spice. I can swallow it, I just don't want to. Nothing tops off a lovely meal like a nice after-dinner cocktail. We're gonna whip up what I call Cookbad's after-dinner delight. The first thing you're gonna want in this is a little bit of liquid, and nothing screams delicious, savory liquid like all that leftover gravy you've got floating around. So start, a generous amount of gravy. Now you don't want this too thin. A good thickening agent is gonna be your mashed potatoes, pair nicely with that gravy. You need a little of that real good Thanksgiving protein. You're gonna wanna chop up the turkey real fine. If you don't really dice it, it's gonna mess up your whole texture palette. What? A little corn never hurt anybody. Sure. Just in preparation, take one of those tongues that you've been eating this whole time, and let's just... Please, God. Please, God. We're not really in cocktail territory yet. Let's start off with a nice light Chardonnay. That'll make a nice after-dinner treat. A little bit of that in there. Ooh, those antacids are bubbling right away. Then you're gonna want just a little bit of Daddy Cookbad's secret stuff. I'm not gonna tell you what's in here. Support my Patreon and you'll find out. I don't have a Patreon. This is just gonna stay my secret. Grab yourself a fork and give it a whip. Susan, can we get a nice close-up on this, please? And that's just about the consistency that you're looking for here. Something thick, something that'll sit with you, but it's gonna go down real smooth. Real smooth. Real good and smooth. Pan back out, Susan. Boy, I sure hope our microphones are calibrated in a way that's gonna pick up the real good glorp glorp sounds that are gonna come off of this as soon as I start pouring it. This is gonna make me sick to my stomach. Here we go. Come on, mics, do me a solid. No chance I didn't pick up every second of that. This is gonna be the worst video I've ever made. I'm so sorry. I never wanted it to come to this. I had my own dreams. I had my own ambitions. I had things I was trying to do, but sometimes they just don't work out. You play the hand life deals you, and you win some, you lose a lot more. That's this wretched existence that we've come to experience together. You and I, all of us here. Everything we do is nothingness. C'est la vie. I'm wearing a V-neck shirt today. My marketing team said that would help me connect better with the young audience. Is it working, my cool dudes? Please help me. What you're left with here is a drink that's gonna help you top off a long night of food, family, and fun. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm thankful for every one of you. Oh, what is it? What is it? What's my sign off? As always, good food, good cooking. I'll see you on the other side. Go. Yeah. Cool. I need something with not all of that in it.